Hey guys, it's Gus, and I just uploaded this video and I didn't realize I was muted the whole time, so I had to dub over it because obviously I can't go back and redo this unless I want to wait a year or so. So, what happens is I'm a big advocate of invoking. If you have multiple characters and you invoke every day on those characters, you can make a lot of astral diamonds in this game. And I've talked about this a number of times over the years because I want other players to be successful. So when you invoke every day, you get one of these coins, and these coins let you buy elixirs that are unbound. So every 2 days, you get a free elixir. And let's say you have 60 characters, you get 30 free elixirs a day. So in the 5 or so minutes it takes me to invoke, I get 30k worth of astral diamonds just in elixirs. And what I normally do is I had these all up to 500 because I don't really need the AD, so I'm not going to go through these every day. When I realized I hit 500, I was like, oh shit. So what I do is I go through each one and take off, spend 200 coins. So with 60 characters, I can get I got 60 stacks of these elixirs, and I got a little bit more or less because some of them I had a little bit less than 500. Um, but you're gonna see each row has eight spots, so each row is 800k worth of AD. And I had 9 rows of elixirs, so that's about 7.2 million worth of AD. After auction house fees, that's like 6.5 mil or so. But that's a lot of AD from passively playing the game. And I know 5 minutes is a long time because it's stupidly boring. But when you add up how much you get in that 5 minutes, it's pretty disgusting. So here I am trying to sort the elixirs. Everything was messed up. But most elixirs on PlayStation are selling, around 100k a stack. I'm probably not going to list them yet. Wait for the new module to come out whenever that comes out, and then sell them because generally they go up the more players there are. So the Wildstorms are 80k, the Sunlord Gift Elixirs are 100k, and the tank ones, I forget the name, are 110k. And I try to buy all three of them because if I have 70 stacks of them and it's all Wildstorm or all Sunlord's Gift Elixirs, it takes a lot longer to sell. But when I have three different kinds, I can list all three, and they sell a lot faster for me. Even though one might sell a little bit less than the other ones, for less AD, I'd rather just sell them all faster. Because these take up a lot of inventory space once you start having a lot of them. But that's quite a lot of AD. In addition to where I'm going to show you what you get. So funny thing about the Wildstorm, or I'm sorry, the Sunler's Gift Elixirs is people have probably sold them in the auction house and wondered why I bought them. The reason being is when I'm short and I run out, my coffer is always empty. I can go to an alt and get some, but I'm just too lazy. I just buy a stack from the auction house. I know it's so bad. I am a horrible AD management, and when I'm running dungeons, I don't want to start switching alts and whatever. But the big astral diamonds are going to come here from the celestial coffers. And every day when you invoke, you get an ardent coin. And when you have 11 ardent coins, you can get a coffer of celestial uh, the coffers. And what I'm doing here right now is I'm trying to sort my inventory so that because I have enchanting stones that are character bound, or I'm sorry, count bound. So the enchanting stones will not get mixed. The enchanting stones from these celestial coffers will not get mixed with those because the ones you get from the celestial coffers are unbound that you can sell. So I was just playing around with my inventory, trying to get this stuff all sorted. It took me a number of minutes, made the video a little bit longer than necessary. But I also had preservation wards that are account character bound. So these preservation wards would not that you get from the celestial coffers are account bound. So I wasn't realizing this. I was jumbling through it. So after we get through with this, I will start the audio again. All right, we got our celestial coppers sorted, and I am sitting at 2 stacks plus 7, so 2,005 celestial coffers. So they have about a 3% drop rate, so I should be getting around 60 coal motes. If I get more than that, great. RNG's in my favor. If it's less than that, it's normal for me. I don't have the best RNG in this game. I'd rather have bad RNG on these than I would from dungeon drops, just because I spend so much more times in dungeons trying to get it. And here I am. I didn't have the flyby set up, so you couldn't see anything that was dropping. But when I'm opening these, I'm opening them in tens. So you're not going to see everything that drops come on the flyby. So now I start opening them faster. And I'm just keeping track as they go along. And now we're starting to move up. We're seeing a couple comodes. I can't see them right here while I'm recording. I think it's 6. But I'm just going to open these all up. And then I'm going to start the dialogue towards the end of it after we've opened them. All right, there you got it. And we're about to finish up our 2005th coffer. There you go. And we have 60, or I'm sorry, 58 coal motes. So we were short 2 coal motes. RNG was pretty average on this. It was a little low, but it could have been better, and I wasn't. And then I sorted and look at all those preservation wards we got. One, two, three. We got about 6 stacks of pres wards, which is really an it's when people are thinking of these coffers, they're thinking of the coal motes, but the pres wards have a lot of value. And a stack of preservation wards on PlayStation, anyways, costs more than a coal mote does. Um, because the preservation wards, you don't get the bit, the 3 packs for 1,500 Zen. They don't have those sales. And if you get a 20% off voucher, you can either use on a coal mote or 10 preservation wards. So generally, preservation wards are cost more Zen, and but preservation wards are used a lot more often for me, anyways. They're used for artifact upgrades. Because when you have a 20% chance to upgrade something, you don't want to waste a coal mode on that. You want to use preservation wards. And we also got these rare enchanting stones, which are going for 30K in the auction house. So there's about 420,000 worth of rare enchanting stones. And the uncommon ones are going for about 11K in the auction house. And we had about 31 stacks, so there's another 300K. So there's over 700K in just rare and uncommon enchanting stones. And then on the epic enchanting stones, we had 1 stack plus 87, so or 80 something. So that was another 4-ish million. So we got about 4.5 million just in enchanting stones. 6 stacks of preservation wards and 58 coal motes. Plus, the 7,200 or so elixirs. And you get that for doing 5 minutes a day. And granted, this is over a period of time. I think this was like a year, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. But still, when I keep it all for showing in one video, you can see how it all adds up. And I know if 5 minutes sounds like a long time, but what I do know from watching Alliance of Zone Chat is people spend a lot more time wasting around doing nothing, sitting around in PE, begging for runs or um, waiting for RAQs to pop, which I would never do. I just host or join a queue and you're in it instantly. It's so funny how people wait for queues when you can just get one formed in seconds with 100% success rate of completion. Unlike when you wait for a queue to pop, those don't always complete, especially if you're not a DPS class. Because as a DPS, you can basically solo all those random queues by yourself. But as a tanker healer, you can't. So you're at the mercy of having somewhat decent DPS in the group. So lots of AD, 58 Colmotes, it's about 30 million. Plus about 4 million in Pres Wards, plus about 4 million in enchanting stones. You're looking at about 40 million AD just from invoking. And I do know people say making an alt army is a huge pain in the ass. Well, yeah, there's 2 obstacles. You need Zen, which is really easy to get on Xbox and PlayStation. Not so much on PC, but once you get the Zen, character unlocks are really cheap. They're about 100 AD each. So 50 of them will cost you 5,000 AD, which is, I don't even know how much that costs in cash. I haven't used the Zen in forever. Well, I've used Zen, I just haven't had to buy it in a long time. So 5,000 Zen, plus when you get them, I think for invoking you need to get to level 5, so there's like 15 minutes knocked out of the way. I would recommend, if you're trying to make AD in this game, sustain your character for every module without having to pay, that you make some alts instead of running random queues. Use that time to make these alts. Instead of getting 100K rough AD, you can get these alts that are going to make you big AD over the long run. And besides just the invoking stuff, you're going to get tons of store space. You're going to make, I use all these to make gold. So instead of making 5 minutes, spending 5 minutes a day on my alts, I spend 20 minutes a day, which is a lot more AD for me. So you're getting gold, you're getting bank space, you're getting all the AD from the Pres Wards, Enchanting Stones, and the Elixirs. And you can farm events, i.e., the big events, the Gond event, the Winter Festival, the Summer Festival, where the more alts you have, the more AD you make. Not to mention the other events that you can get, one unbound thing, per event, but you can do that on 60 tunes. So this is very worthwhile for me. I've been playing the game a long time. I don't really run as this module once I finish MDS. I've just been making AD. And hopefully this gives you insights to how valuable alts are. If you got any questions or tips, please do so below. Stay class, Neverwinter. See you soon.